trees are green and overhanging, feather light free and everlasting.
Okay, so what happened next?
I rang my neighbor's buzzers. It was late, and most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to sell them something and hung up before I could even explain the situation. People are naturally wary of ad men, you see. One moment someone chats you up, 5 minutes later you've bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. I don't begrudge them, especially since I was known to be one of the best.
Pauses meaningfully.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Man, that's a good
Just
purchase.
then, I experienced a moment of clarity.
It's one item.
I still had the key to my office. I could wait out the storm there.
Did you say what item?
I said one item.
One item.
It's both. And then when you finish eating, it becomes
it's one.
another object.
Well, that's good. You got a little treat.
But when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the locks that day. And since I hired only the best, he'd already done it, and I couldn't get in. Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I haven't gotten into my apartment for years, and my girlfriend left me because she didn't want to date a homeless man. The company...
Wow.
Well, you see where I'm going.
Wow.
That's all it took?
One bad day.
He said, fuck it.
One fucking Joker day.
I'm done.
You fucked up your keys. And that's it. Life over.
Dude.
So, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh?
Is that it? I feel like there's some steps missing.
I've only been a hobo cop for a few days now, but it doesn't seem so bad.
Look on the bright side, you got one hell of a story.
You do realize all of this is your own fault.
I literally can't believe it. There are steps missing.
Tequila, I've thought about this series of events for a long time. If there was anything else to it, I would have thought of it by now.
Idiot doom spiral.
I don't know enough about how rent and money works in this world, you know, to get to step 2 here.
Why didn't you go to the authorities?
Locksmith.
Well, at one point they came to me, but, you know, I didn't have any ID on me. So they tossed me in jail for 2 days. I can't say it increased my faith in the RCM. No offense, gentlemen.
He shakes his head.
He's probably not being entirely forthcoming.
Or just has a lack of structure in his life.
Or was looking for an excuse to fucking go falling down, as it were, you know? I don't know. Hard to get a read on it.
Just want to go drink with my buddies. What's wrong with that? God,
You got a hell of a story.
God damn.
Yeah, maybe I've exaggerated certain parts over the years. When you tell a story too often, it begins to take on a life of its own.
Uh-huh.
What a
okay,
shit.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Like, the part where you can't get into your home and then you're now homeless, there's a huge procession of events that go from step 1 to step 3 on that. There's a big old question mark in the middle. And then from that point on, the job and the girlfriend and the rest of it all comes together, but
what matters is that it's true to my subjective experience. Anyway, that was all the story one bottle gets you. Almost empty, this one.
Truly, he has the soul of an artist.
Well, beggars can't be choosers.
we keep healing up our morale, but our damage is still hurt. Our health is still waiting for one of those. I don't get to tell if it was his fault. Okay. Why do you keep losing all your stuff?
Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging out on a beach in this formerly premium but now extremely dirty 2-piece lycra tracksuit? I used to own my reality situation. My business buddies and I had our own creative services agency. I had a nice apartment, an even nicer piece of ass. But somehow it all got away from me. Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole this nice new jacket, but then I lost it too. The only things I haven't lost are these two drunks.
Yeah.
You of all people should empathize with this. Perhaps this lost jacket is something you could help with?
Yeah, no, really, the Artful Dodger of the group. He is absolutely like high functioning and gives the appearance of like, well, I don't know.
I'm aloof.
What's the problem? I don't know what happened. But there's some shit. There is absolutely some shit. These folks are just, the rest of the group is just kind of like in it and embracing it for what it is, and it's compromising their entire, ability to communicate and interface with the world entirely. But he still has the veneer of functioning. But yeah, you just have to scratch a little bit beneath the surface to find out.
These people that like you talk to them and you
Yes.
know they're fake.
Yes,
You know that everything is like, shady shade.
absolutely. Or yeah, I mean that's a thing. But like also, there are times when there's someone like you. There's someone. Sometimes you might meet like someone who is homeless, but is just like entirely like pretty decently dressed. Otherwise, like has their phone out. Everything's like it's you're just kind of like, that's a different image from what you usually kind of see from Expectation on like Skid Row sort of visual. You know what I mean? But like, there's just other things going on that are not as immediately obvious. When it comes to like sociability. Like they're just like, yeah, like, you can just like someone that like, oh yeah, add me on Facebook. You know what I mean? Like it's all there.
Little talk.
But you don't. But there's something else that you don't quite know. What was the name of your agency?
What's it?
My agency, man. The Boom Boom Room. Our concept was combining high art with the lowest forms of marketing. The color red, breasts, and oil painting. I convinced my partners to reinvest some of our profits in an even more high-concept cultural incubator called Thin Air. The artists were happy, the clients were happy.
NFTs were booming.
But here's the funny thing, right? Like, when describing these, like, literally non-existing concepts and things, is that, like, it's like, you kind of look at it and go, yeah, you're nothing, right? Of course, that's the way it goes. But then on the flop side of the flip, data collection and otherwise, like, it's not like the product is just info on demographics and metrics on things, and like just that, and you're a billionaire if you leverage it properly.
If people are on board.
So like, there is an outcome where the selling of nothing creates a humongous successful business out of it. You know what I mean? Go watch the fucking Social Dilemma, to see about how like the fucking packaging, like if you don't pay for it, if it's free and if it's free and it's ad supported, then you are the product. Right?
Yeah.
It's not the ads that you click on that lead to the revenue. It's the data that you give by feeding them info on who they should sell to, But like,
Helping the algorithm.
But all of that is just like, that's the same level of like, yeah, it's fucking, you're selling nothing, but there it works out, and it's like it's so big, it's the only thing that matters on the internet right now.
It's kind of scary.
I was financing a group of poets in East Rebishal who were developing a new universal poetic language. But then it all went to shit.
He looks toward the bay.
Obviously, by the only thing that matters, I exaggerate to say that all social media platforms, which are the primary usage, are free and funded by selling data,
Sounds intriguing. What say you, Art Cop?
Well, I haven't been scratching that side of my stats.
If it sounds like it makes no sense, that's because it doesn't.
Mixing oil painting and breasts to make ads isn't high art, it's just cynical wankery.
That's so high concept, I have no idea what it means.
Man, mixing high and low, commodifying culture, that is extremely my shit.
Right, okay, never mind that I asked.
Let's go with the wanking.
Well, you know, sex sells. That's the first rule of advertising.
Well, maybe, but it's still tired.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Let the market sort it out. No need for me to regulate this stuff. It's tired.
Maybe you're right. Who knows? Maybe we were behind the curve? We were fucking rich, though. That much I know.
You certainly were.
Yeah, in the past.
You and all the boys at Melvin Capital.
What's up with the tracksuit?
What? You've never seen 100% Lycra before?
No!
Go on. Feel that primo material.
Don't touch it!
Pretty nice, huh?
I had no
This
choice.
might be one of the last of its kind. Should probably be in a museum, honestly.
He takes another sip.
Perception. There appears to be residue on your fingers.
Good God. It's nearly impossible to describe how dirty this texture is. It's like rubbing two jellyfish skins together.
Oh
You feel
my
about
god.
15% less human for having touched it.
Oh my god, that is disgusting.
Well,
Randomized trials have also found Lycra, TM, to be associated with a number of exotic, highly malignant cancers. So you also have that to look forward to.
that was an impossible check.
Impossible.
You needed interfacing 18 to pass that.
And then there's the smell. But you don't even want to think
Yeah, don't go
about
there.
that.
Already the jellyfish skins that he's wearing. Oh my god.
Wow, you're lucky. He never lets me feel it.
What a weirdo.
What's your deal, Rosemary? Also, where is the top of your head? It appears to be missing.
I think there's a hat, but I see what you mean.
Your forehead, your scalp, and the lining in between appear to be the exact same area.
The shadow looks like the hair. The shadow under his
I
hat.
can't.
Squished head.
That's because your paws are fucking filthy, Rosie. We're right next to the bay. You could wash them any time.
And the other drunks?
My fellow members of the Union of Moribund Alcoholics? They're exactly what they look like.
Hey, tequila! You want to buy some speed?
Shut the fuck up, Rosemary. He's a cop, remember?
I thought he was a cool cop.
Don't call Abigail.
And this is Abs. So yeah, that's basically us. We drink together.
Right on. Okay, what's this about a lost jacket?
I mean, actually, though. Like, Hank, Dale, fucking Boomhauer, and Bill. Actually.
Tequila, it's a verifiable tragedy. It was practically brand new. Sure, it didn't really go with my Lycra threads, but it did itch a lot less. Say, you're a detective, right? Maybe you can help old Doom Spiral out. Solve the case of the missing jacket. What do you say, Tequila?
You're asking a police officer to help you find a jacket you stole and then lost?
Okay, sure, where'd you lose it?
I don't have time for this. I'm gonna say this one out loud while, like, side-eyeing Kim.
Yeah, exactly. You're here to serve, right?
Fine.
If I knew where I lost it, don't you think I'd have it? I mean, maybe I was up by the boardwalk, or walking along the beach, or checking out the abandoned fish market.
It's a lot of places.
Yeah.
Somewhere north of here, that's for sure. You could ask around, see if anyone's seen it.
Okay, but if it has stats I like, then maybe I'll wear it, and that'll be the end of it.
Yoink.
I'm all ears, Tequila.
So he probably has other stories if you feed him more booze.
Hell yeah.
Should we keep it moving or should we exhaust?
I want to give him another bottle.
Yeah? Okay.
I do. But as you can see, my fuel tank is running quite low. If you catch my drift.
All right, we got Special Strike Brew. And that's it. So the Strike Brew is the fucking borscht, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's what we have, right?
All right, we got a stat point during the conversation.
With the vodka in it.
We are about to complete. We did complete Fairweather. We're about to complete this, so we can actually slot in Jamrock Shuffle. But looking at the time, looking at the day, yeah. While we're here, let's complete. Let's complete the story. Let's do it. Because you have to walk back down here to get it done. The only other question is just like, for our inventory, which I guess we can't look at right now. What would the other usage be if there is any other for the Strike Brew? I'm going to assume that, like, if need be, we can just possibly go ask for more. If anything.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Interesting. Ah, this is what they use to keep the working man going. The tale I'm about to tell you is an urban legend particular to Martinez. That said, I first heard it from a former bicycle courier in Koran.
Kim is being incredibly patient with this waste of time.
There are many variations on the basic story, and the details often conflict. What everyone agrees on is that nobody knows the exact nature or identity of the phenomenon.
Are you telling the story of the headless...
Shut the fuck up, Rosemary. Summer of 44. 17-year-old Gertrude Hett is walking home from a late shift at the harbor. It's almost midnight. She stops for a cigarette near the canal.
Shivers?
The streets are warmed by a southerly breeze. The lights of a passing motor carriage bloom and fade in the distance.
Even when it's a story. Especially when it's a story.
Yeah. You can feel it.
In the harbor's dark, her cigarette is a beacon, dancing alone. The image comes to you effortlessly, as though you'd walked the same streets yourself 1,000 times.
Our heroine finds herself enjoying the peace and quiet the canal provides. What she doesn't know is that her peace is about to be shattered. From behind her comes the clattering of hooves. Startled, she turns around, and what does she see?
A horse?
Well, yes, but it's the man on the horse that's of interest here. A man...
The pause is long and dramatic.
with no head on his shoulders.
Ichabod Crane.
Wearing a found tracksuit, searching for the legendary found cap that went missing when he lost his head.
Oh, God. Whoa. We're doing the fucking Headless Horseman. That sounds pretty implausible to me.
That's super spooky.
Super spooky. Was the Headless found tracksuit wearer Slav squatting on the back of the horse?
Yes. According to legend, young Gertrude Hett had to endure years of psychotherapy before she was able to look at a horse or tracksuit again. And she's one of the lucky ones.
He takes a sip from his bottle.
Gertrude Hett may have been the first to witness the headless found rider, but she wasn't the last. Oh no.
We're wearing Falm right now.
Tell him about the two feminists by the locks.
The what and the who?
Fuck, Rosemary, they were dating. No one said they were feminists. Everyone always misremembering this stuff.
This wouldn't be the De Ponte Delgado case, would it?
What? You know it.
I've read the case file. But please, go on.
Right. Early autumn of 46. Ula de Ponte and Eva Delgado are fishing near the waterlock long after the sun has set.
Okay.
The wind picks up. A sky already dark now blackens. Water starts falling from above. The first cold rain of the season.
Two women stand on a small outcropping of rocks. One of them is wearing a purple raincoat. Thin lines reach out from the rods into the sea. Small droplets start appearing on the surface with increasing frequency.
The women are caught in the downpour. They act quickly. Eva gathers the rods whilst Ula turns around to reach for the tackle box.
Don't turn around. Don't turn around.
Uh-oh.
When she sees something, her shriek is so violent that the residents of the nearby apartment building believe lightning has struck. But there is no lightning. Only a heavy downpour and the silhouette of the headless Faun Rider looming on the
Oh my
horizon.
god, relax.
Picture the silhouette, right? Lightning striking, all high contrast, Sin City style.
Yeah.
So the only thing that's white is the lightning and the line going down the sides of the tracksuit.
Ula makes a run for the shore, but Eva slips on a wet rock and disappears into the cold, cold canal with nary a sound. Her body is never recovered.
He looks you straight in the eye.
What case file did they say?
Ask him. What happened to Ula de Ponte? Asked Doom Spiral.
Naturally, Ula de Ponte became the prime suspect in the disappearance of Eva Delgado. De Ponte maintained that it was the so-called headless Faun Rider and that she ran fearing for her life.
Oh, he had just his glasses.
Drippy Hollow.
During the investigation, it became apparent that there was a love triangle, the third party being some small-time businessman. I don't remember the exact details. The leading theory was that an argument broke out on the jetty and De Ponte pushed Delgado into the canal, then cooked up this stupid cover story.
Was she arrested?
No, she committed suicide before she could be taken into custody. They found her in the bathroom with a rifle, her face slowly peeling off the ceiling. Not a pretty scene.
That's intense.
Man, that's some grisly detail. Oh well. Here's to another case closed.
He takes a hearty swig from his bottle.
So I went down a wiki hole one time, and I was trying to figure out why tracksuits are such a fashion statement in
Eastern Europe.
Eastern
and
Europe.
Russia.
And what I was able to gather at a little glance and then kind of a skim was that the short version is that there once upon a time a whole lot of people were getting arrested during like some of the most oppressive times in Soviet Union and such like that. And basically there was a point when there were so many people in prison that they ran out of prison uniforms, but because the Olympics was happening, they had a whole lot of tracksuits that they would just give out. Or there's something along the lines of like there was the Olympics were happening, or something that led to them having a bunch of those, and so they gave out tracksuits
as prison uniforms.
Which then, when people came out of prison and were released, a lot of the mafia thugs, gangsters, all the badasses and the hardened criminals were wearing Adidas fashionably because that was a prison uniform sold in society. And then the association of the hardened badass wearing that thing just then translated over into pop culture, as it were, and became a sign of being a badass.
That is cool.
I might have fucked a detail or two there, but it's something along those lines. Like they ran out of prison uniforms and had to give those out instead. That's disco.
That's very disco.
Anyway, that's the story of the headless Faun Rider. Pretty crazy, huh?
Who was the headless rider before he died?
Well, Tequila, that's part of the legend. No one knows for sure. There are a couple of possibilities, though.
Oh, really?
Some say he was an undercover cop who blew his cover and got beheaded by the vicious gang he had infiltrated. Now he rides, searching for his lost-found cap, plotting revenge.
Oh, headless brother, where art thou?
Sounds like we can put together a full tracksuit.
Sounds like a quest to me.
Others claim he was a professional jockey who veered off course during a steeplechase, ended up in somebody's backyard, and got decapitated by an exceptionally taut clothesline.
Even decapitation couldn't stop his commitment to the sport. Are you that committed?
Shut up, physical instrument, you fucking lunatic.
Personally, I think he was just some guy who hanged himself from a really tall tree, and the fall was so violent that his head came clean off. Coincidentally, at that exact moment, a horse happened to pass under him, and his beheaded corpse mounted it, where it remains to this day.
Wow.
But then, no one really knows.
Okay, cool story, bro.
Yeah. I feel like we're looking at the pause menu of like a Souls item. You know, if we ever find it.
For some reason, this does strike you as the most plausible theory of them all.
I've got a hunch that it was the undercover cop. I'd want revenge, too.
A horse happened to pass under him as his beheaded corpse mounted it, where it remains to this day. But he was the jockey. He seems super committed to his sport.
I've got to agree, your theory sounds the most plausible.
None of these sound plausible, to be honest. Undercover cop revenge. Yeah, let's go with that.
That would explain the tracksuit and his need for revenge. Not sure how the horse fits in, though. I don't know. I don't buy it.
We still have Mounties here.
Yeah, very plausible.
Anyway, to each his own. You want to hear any other stories?
I've already seen some weird shit on this case. A headed jockey in a tracksuit fits right in.
That's nothing. I've got an even crazier story.
Yo. Okay, whatever became of the headless farm rider? Conclude.
Yeah? Why don't you go eat shit, Tequila? There's no way you know a better one than that.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Nothing comes to mind. Fuck you, story toppers. You fucking idiots.
Let us enjoy
Guess
things.
what? No one likes you. You're not fun to hang out with. Everyone knows that you're not even listening. You're just waiting to do a story top because it makes you feel good to be the center of attention. We're on to your shit. No one likes you, story
That's all
topper.
you got. Go away.
Damn right it doesn't. So why don't you just shut up and leave it to the master?
Alright then.
Fighting to be the orator. The only thing worse than a story topper is a story bottomer. Who's like, oh yeah, well, this one time, nothing happened.
What?
Wasn't it crazy?
What?
And then you just completely you ruined the flow. Flow ruined.
So you have to awkwardly keep the conversation going while ignoring what just happened.
Combo broken.
Yep. Blue combo.
Not real, you know?
Hard to argue with that, I suppose.
That's the reality situation for you. You think you got a handle on it, then blam! It throws some wild shit at you.
Swig.
That's why it's critical to stay well hydrated.
Yeah. Stay hydrated. You know?
Water, get some beer.
As opposed to, you know, the opposite, which is what happens when you fucking liquor up.
I must have told you about that dude on TV where there was a water warning where they had to boil the water, and then they see him on the street and he's like, well, they told us that we can't drink water, so I got beer instead. Pas boire l'eau, fait que je suis tombé dans la bière. That was so great. This old man on TV just going off. So good.
No one knows. Some say he stalks Martinez to this day, and can be seen near the canal when the clock strikes midnight.
He makes a spooky gesture with his free hand.
He won't, though, because it's just a stupid legend.
Okay.
Aye, I saw him one night when I was right shit-faced.
Was that a motor car in the background?
I heard something.
Or was he just letting one rip? Smell?
Perception?
Perception?
Nothing?
Okay. Any more urban myths?
I actually do have one. The strangest of them all. But do you have anything to fortify old Doom Spiral? Tell me you got some story juice.
I don't have any on me right now. And I don't want to tell him that I won't give him anything.
Accidental click. Man, you're bleeding me dry. I don't want to give you more. Don't do it now. I actually don't have anything.
If you find any, I'd be extremely grateful.
All right, so there's more. So there, we literally have an outlet for our booze that we're not drinking. I'm really happy that we're playing it straight. All right.
You too, Tequila Sunset.
An outlet that you're comfortable with.
Complete the thought.
Fairweather T500. Remember that weakness you were looking for in the ceramic armor? Like, maybe it can only stop small, fast projectiles, but a large, slow-moving pry bar would shatter it? Or, if I run an electrical current through it, maybe it will melt. Or, personal favorite, frequency something something radio weapon? None of that would work. You need to shoot the part of the enemy that doesn't have Fairweather T500 on it, because the armor itself is invulnerable. Good news is, so are the armor pieces on you.
+2 hand-eye coordination against enemies in FT500 armor.
Stab them in the joints
Where it bends.
where the plating isn't protecting. Wow, we have a full-ass thought cabinet going.
Congratulations.
And we're almost done with the homosexual underground. Okay. Okay. What are we spending on? What are we spending on? Wait, volition is capped. Because we have a skill cap that stops us at 5. So in order to get that higher, we would either have to imbibe something to get us, you know, in an altered state of being,
Oh.
and then level up, and then it'll stay higher. Or you do something else. So there's also our physique, composure, and then there's the thoughts, right? So we can just continue, and I can get the Jamrock Shuffle in there. That's not I wouldn't mind doing that either, because the thoughts are fairly unique, and like they tend to also result in some really decent stat bonuses, you know? +2 hand-eye coordination against enemies in the armor. Sure.
Assuming that we see somebody.
Yeah, that's a really odd, like,
Yeah.
thing to, you know what I mean? that's a very, like, okay. What? It's like getting a stat that's like, steadies hand during sniper scope sections. You're,
I guess we might see some in armor later. And
I suppose we're getting some detail spoilers there. Yeah, I'm actually I'm leaning towards maybe putting another thought in and seeing what we get out of the Jamrock Shuffle. It's only an hour long. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, you've been thinking about it for a while, right?
Okay. And if we don't get any other thoughts after that, then I'm gonna just go back to my stats.
Okay.
Because I don't really want to go nationalist. I don't want to go Guillaume Million. I don't... Superstar Cop might be fun, actually. I kind of like that too. You know, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I kind of only want to do these.
Superstar Jam Rock Shuffle.
Yeah, Superstar might be fun. Superstar is how long is?
For 10 minutes.
Okay. Okay, let's go Superstar.
All right.
And then we'll have one more slot up here for that one, and then we'll have to pick another final. And then we'll see. There's a benefit to picking one of the political ones, because then you get to go on a vision quest, apparently. I see.
Really? Which one would you take?
Well, then, if we have to pick one, then we'll have to pick one. Let's get some kind of Superstar in there.
Internalize.
Yeah. Don't ask them. They're just gonna say communist.
Yeah.
What answer will the commune give? Gee, I wonder.
Go us.
You know.
Hey, good talk.
Good talk.
Good talk.
That deserves a hard save. Cool. All right. The weather has gotten way bad since we started this conversation.
Big flakes.
Yeah. So we have committed to our thoughts instead of our stats for now, and then we'll see how it shakes up. Can we talk to you? What's going on, Abigail?
Grumbles an unshaven man with a ruddy nose. He narrows his eyes at you as if in recognition, then turns his head away.
The noxious odor emanating from the drunken man is strong and familiar.
Commodore Red?
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't call Abigail!
I am the law.
Who is Abigail?
I'll call whoever I want. Don't tell me what to do.
Making me uncomfortable. Who is Abigail?
Abigail, don't you fucking...
Draws out a disgusting snort and mumbles, waving a finger in your general direction.
Classic, stuck in a loop character. Now, we've been there. We literally know what this is. We've done it.
We've been through the loop.
Abigail is his wife or girlfriend. Chances are she's gone. Calling her wouldn't make it any better or worse.
Not his sister. Okay.
You're not going to get anything out of this guy. He's too drunk.
Who are you? What's your name?
Where am I? What is this place?
Why shouldn't I call Abigail?
Tell me about your other friends.
Don't you fucking call her! Hear me! Abigail?
His voice trembles with every word, becoming ever weaker. He whimpers in the end.
Why shouldn't I call Abigail?
He snorts and beckons you to lean in closer.
Lean in or not?
We're leaning in.
Don't call Abigail. Don't
Yep.
call Abigail.
Okay.
Toxic swamp smell in his breath. Okay.
Where am I? What is this place?
The man hiccups, then mumbles something unintelligible.
Who are you? What's your name?
Don't call Abigail.
His eyes move around erratically. They look hazy and unfocused.
Hey, I'm on an important official investigation. I demand you answer my questions.
There's no use in yelling at drunks. He's barely holding it together.
The drunk man starts coughing a really disgusting, hacking cough.
Don't call.
Slowly, his head nods off to the side and he passes out, tongue dangling from his mouth.
All right. Time to burn that name in and see where it shows up in a few hours. And I bet you we're going to go, oh. So that's Abigail, right? You know.
There was little chance he'd be a reliable witness anyway.
Mr. Everett is helping me find my gun.
Good to see you, friend. Do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy?
He spreads his arms as if wanting to embrace you.
What are you talking about?
So what do you want? I got smokes.
Oh.
They're cheap. Very cheap. I got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 real. I also have speed. And by speed, I mean amphetamine.
You're a shop. I didn't realize that you were a shop. That's interesting. Wow. Okay, take it from the top. Amphetamine.
Quite the business venture you've set up here.
Why does this bottle of spirits cost 300 real? Amphetamine.
By amphetamine,
Whoa.
I mean speed.
Just a second. Okay, I think you didn't hear me when I said I'm a police officer.
I thought by speed you meant amphetamine.
Right, got it.
Aye, that's what I said.
Right, got it.
Good, my man. Now what can I offer you?
Quite the business venture you've got here.
Oh, the system's been good to old Rosemary here, and I'm milking her like a bitch goat in the backyard.
Wow, what do you mean?
I've never heard that term. Can you do that? Can you just apply dog terminology to a goat?
Bitch, goat. Let's go get that
You see,
milk.
friend, man makes his own luck, and I made mine real good. Got my hands on 3 bottles of liquor ex-squeeze, sold 2 to the fellows around here, and immediately invested the profit.
Are you hearing a weird faint echo?
Yes.
I don't know where that's coming from, but I'm absolutely hearing it. And it's a bit sus. Because I thought it was the TV. So I unmuted the TV to check if it was the TV. And then it turns out it's not the TV. So then the only other thing it could be would be the other computer. Okay, I know what it is. Sorry, give me a second, folks. I gotta walk over there because I was parsecing over to work on this computer from not the couch.
Okay, and
So that might still be on, and the volume might be pumping over there. Yeah. Okay. Here. So give me a second.
take a quick walk over there. Watch your back. Yeah, I thought I was going crazy. Should be good.
Bought cigarettes, bought beer, even bought a bit of speed. And look at me now. I've got everyone on my hook.
He spreads his arms and smiles a crooked, toothless smile.
The hook. Where is it? I can't see it.
Alright, I'm already hooking for Kuno. I think. Looks like you're on your own hook too. Impressive entrepreneurship, points to his vice dad. I approve. Got a permit for this little shit show? Was I scared? Yes, I was.
Remote let's playing has been invented. Yo. I can ghost LP while Reggie just chills. So Reggie wasn't doing that, by the way. That was me over on a different computer while Reggie just watched what was happening.
And I was like, what's happening?
It's like, why is he just playing? When Woolie said he'd be right back. Yeah, no, I was parsecing over to this computer from another one. So like, if ever need be, you know, we can just, I can sit over there and not pay attention and fucking, I don't know, have a sandwich. New tech. Alright, but that's where the echo is coming from. Where were we? There we are.
Right, so basically everybody comes to him for speed, beer, cigarettes.
The hook, where is it? I can't see it. I'm already hooking for Kuno, I think.
Looks like you're on your own hook, too.
Impressive entrepreneurship. Point to Vice Dad. I approve.
Got a permit for this little shit
We
show?
literally had that with the cool guy over there. We already know the deal. You're on your own hook.
Of course. It is what it is, you know. What it's always been. People, buddy boy. It's the people.
High on your own supply.